I spent $12,700 on flights, Airbnb, and private transfers. At the gate, Mom looked at the screen and froze. "Wait, where's your ticket?" she asked. Her voice shook, but her eyes didn't. Then my brother walked in, holding Zoe's hand. "My ex. I switched you out," he said. "Bro, she's coming instead. No hard feelings. I left your favorite pizza at home." I said nothing. I froze access to their mobile wallets. They didn't know it yet, but I wasn't even close to done. "Wait, where's your ticket?" Mom repeated. Her voice cracked like a woman caught off guard. But her eyes didn't move. They stayed on the screen, calm. "Rehearsed." We were standing at the gate. Flight to Palermo. I had booked it all. Premium seats. The Airbnb with the courtyard fig tree. The private airport car. I sent the itinerary 3 times. Uploaded it to a shared folder. Even printed a hard copy because Mom prefers paper. Now, she tapped the airline app like a beginner, pretending to be confused. "This must be a mistake," she whispered. Behind us, passengers jostled forward. Group 2 was already halfway boarded. I still had the boarding pass open on my phone, glowing like a receipt for the life I thought we were sharing. Then I heard it, a soft laugh. Familiar, in the worst way. I turned. My brother James was walking casually toward us, dragging a carry-on, holding someone's hand. Zoe. She was wearing my hoodie, the one she forgot to return last winter. The one she used to sleep in on Sunday mornings. Back when we thought things were salvageable. She didn't drop his hand. Didn't look away. Just gave me a polished, rehearsed smile. James raised a hand like we were bumping into each other at brunch. "Hey, I switched you out," he said, tone light. "She's coming instead." He pointed at Zoe like it was some inside joke. "No hard feelings," he added. "I left your favorite pizza at home." No apology. No awkward laugh. Just that. I looked at Mom. She didn't speak. She didn't have to. I didn't respond. I reached into my coat pocket, unlocked my phone, and froze their mobile wallets. The tickets, the car, the apartment, everything was in my name. They didn't know that yet. And I wasn't done. They never said thank you. Not once. Not for the upgraded flights to New York when Dad had knee issues. Not for the 2 months they stayed in my apartment after their kitchen flooded. Not for the time I gave James $3 just until the scholarship cleared. I never mentioned it again. It started small. Mom asked to borrow some travel points, just once, for a weekend trip to Charleston. I booked it. She came back with a tan and a mug that said blessed. Then came the favors. "We're thinking of doing Europe next year. Could you just see what your card covers? You're so good at deals. You always handle logistics." They never asked me to pay. They just expected me to. Quietly. Constantly. Like steam filling a room until the walls sweat. I used to justify it. I had no kids, no mortgage, a remote job that paid well. They had stories. James was still finding himself. Mom was tired from caregiving. Dad was always between things. So, I covered the cost. Silently. The kind of silence that makes you complicit. That year, I spent Christmas alone while they went to Aspen. The Airbnb was booked in my name. I found out when the host called to confirm the hot tub use. They sent a group selfie. Matching snow goggles. Big grins. Champagne. Caption. The core 4. I wasn't even mad. I just muted the group chat. They returned and asked me to help book next summer's trip. No mention of Aspen. No apology. Still, I helped. I don't remember the exact moment the line broke. Maybe it was when I saw Zoe's name in James's Venmo history. She'd sent him $14. With a pizza emoji. I stared at it for a while. Or maybe it was when Mom asked sweetly if I'd resend the Airbnb code for Sicily, just in case her phone died. I should have known then. The way she avoided eye contact when I asked about her passport upload. The way James said, "Don't bother buying wine. Zoe prefers red." And then changed the subject before I could ask what he meant. Zoe and I had broken up 6 months earlier. No big fight. No cheating. Just a slow drift. She said she didn't feel like a priority. I was tired. Always helping someone else. She moved out in January. Left a box of books. Took the hoodie. James said nothing. Just helped me carry her shelf to the curb. That night, we ate pizza on the couch in silence. The same pizza he later said he left for me like a souvenir. I spent weeks planning this Sicily trip. 3 separate flight legs for flexibility. 2 bedrooms and a fold-out couch. Airport transfer because mom hates buses. Dinner reservations. I even added Zoe's favorite gelateria out of habit, then deleted it. I was going alone. That was the plan. Until James called. Said he missed traveling with me. That he was in a better place. That we should go together, as a family. So I said yes. Again. After saying yes to James, the charges started piling in again. $3.400 for flights. $5.200 for the villa. $2.700 on private transfers. Museum passes. And tours. I kept track, not because I had to, but because I always did. I had a spreadsheet. I was the organized one. The responsible one. The one who made vacations work while everyone else showed up smiling. 2 weeks before departure, Zoe liked one of my old Instagram photos. The one where I wore the blue shirt she once said made my shoulders look strong. I didn't think much of it, maybe just a drunk scroll. Maybe she missed me, or maybe not. A few days later, James asked if I could double-check the spelling of his name on the ticket. I sent him the confirmation. No reply. The night before the flight, Mom texted me a packing list. Don't forget converters. Sicily has different outlets. I sent a thumbs up. She replied with a heart emoji. I packed slowly, rolled my shirts tight, charged my Kindle, took the small suitcase. I wasn't planning to bring much back. At 5:30 a.m., the car arrived. The driver was polite. "You've got family flying too?" he asked. "Yeah," I said. At the airport, I handed the booking reference to the agent. She smiled, scanned the code, then paused. "Only one passenger. That's odd," I said. She tilted the screen. "My name. No others." I stepped aside, messaged Mom. No response. Then I saw her at the gate. Checking in. James beside her. Zoe trailing just behind. Still wearing my hoodie. I walked toward them slowly. My mother turned as if surprised to see me. "Wait, where's your ticket?" she asked again. Her eyes didn't flick to the screen. They stayed on me. "This must be a mistake." James smiled. Casual as ever. "She's coming instead. Figured you'd understand." He held Zoe's hand tighter. "I left your pizza in the fridge." That was it. No apology. No explanation. Just replacement. Wrapped in a shrug. That's when something in me shifted. Not anger. Not sorrow. Something cleaner. I took out my phone. Opened the banking app. And froze every linked mobile wallet. 3 names. No exceptions. Then I walked away. They didn't know it yet. But that would be the last time they ever flew on my dime. I didn't go home. I checked into a small airport hotel. Paid in cash. Turned off location sharing. Drew the curtains. Sat on the bed. And waited for the panic to hit. It didn't. What came instead was silence. Pure, weightless silence. At 10:42 a.m., the first message arrived. "Mom. Honey. Something's wrong with the tickets. We're getting an error. James. Can you double-check the wallet settings? Mine's not loading. Zoe. They're saying the payment didn't go through. Are you nearby? Can you come to the desk?" I didn't respond. I lay back on the stiff white pillows and closed my eyes. When I woke up an hour later, the texts had multiplied. Missed calls, voicemails, panicked voice notes, a message from James. "They're saying the booking's been cancelled." Bro, this isn't funny. Just fix it. Fix it. That's what I'd always done. Quietly, cleanly, without being asked. The fixer. The invisible wallet. The responsible one with a face. I got up, opened the minibar, bit into a stale biscotti. Then opened my laptop. I didn't stop at one account. I froze everything. Every card linked to their phones. Every shared Netflix, Amazon, Spotify account. Every app that had my name behind it. I even called the Airbnb host. "There's been a fraud issue." I told him. He thanked me. Said he'd deactivate the door code remotely. "Let me know if they try to check in." He added, "This kind of thing happens more than you think." At 3:09 p.m., Mom called again. Left a voicemail. "Please, we don't understand. We're stranded. They won't let us board." Then came the tone shift. "James. Okay. Man, seriously. You made your point. Enough. Zoe. This is petty. Grow up." I muted the conversation. At 6:21 p.m., James sent one final text. "All good. We rebooked. Zoe and I are flying tonight without you." That was supposed to hurt. It didn't. What stung more was the next message from Mom. "You really chose money over family." No punctuation, just raw manipulation. That line sat heavy in my chest like a nail. I didn't answer, but I did something else. I opened the shared folder used for trip planning. All of it, flight details, maps, schedules, gone. I deleted the folder, revoked access, removed every email attached. 20 minutes later, I got alerts. Multiple failed login attempts, Italy trip folder. James tried twice, Zoe once, then it stopped. That night, I ate alone at the hotel bar. Pasta, nothing fancy. Across from me, a man scrolled through his phone and laughed quietly to himself. He didn't know he was free. I did. The next morning, I returned home. My apartment was clean. The air felt different, lighter somehow. Untouched. At 8:14 a.m., the doorbell rang. I didn't need to look. I knew the rhythm. 6 short buzzes. One long. I let it ring. Then came the silence. Then pounding. I made coffee. By 9:03 a.m., a voicemail dropped. Dad, call me back today or don't bother coming around again. That was new. He never called unless Mom told him to. Now he was threatening absence like it was some kind of punishment. I deleted the message. At 10:51 a.m., Zoe texted, "No one expected this from you. You always just let things go." She was right, but not anymore. That afternoon, I sent out 3 emails. One to the travel agency, confirmed fraud. Requested formal documentation of the cancellation. One to my bank. Requested new cards with new numbers. No linked family access. One to my lawyer. Flagged potential unauthorized use of personal funds. No lawsuit, just a file. At 7 p.m., I got a new email. Subject line: "Let's talk." From James. "You've made things really hard. But I guess that's who you are now." Cold. I didn't reply. I just stared at the word. Cold. Is that what boundaries feel like? Like winter? Because to me, it felt like spring. I moved out the following week. Not far, just far enough. A new lease. No forwarding address. I didn't post about it. Didn't tell anyone. I carried boxes alone, one at a time. No announcement. No closure. They don't know where I live now. That's the point. The old apartment still had the spare keys taped behind the breaker box. The ones Mom used just in case. I left them there. Let the new tenant deal with it. I furnished the new place slowly. A mattress. A table. One chair. I liked the quiet. I liked that no one knew how to find me. My name wasn't on any shared bills anymore. My number wasn't linked to anyone's account. Even the Wi-Fi password was mine alone. I thought they'd go silent. They didn't. 10 days after the airport, an envelope arrived at my office, forwarded from my old address. Inside was a formal notice from an attorney representing family interests. They were claiming financial damages for unauthorized interference in a prepaid group itinerary. The itinerary I had booked, with my card, under my name. I read it twice, then laughed. That same afternoon, I got called into our anonymous complaint. Allegations of unethical financial behavior. Vague accusations. No details. My boss slid a printout across the desk. She didn't even look mad. "We know this is personal," she said softly. "We're not pursuing it, just letting you know." The file was closed before I stood up. By then, the unraveling had already begun. Zoe and James made it to Sicily, but not to the villa. They had to downgrade. Her Instagram post from a noisy, hostile courtyard went up for less than an hour before it vanished. But I'd seen it. I watched the comments roll in. "Thought y'all were in a private place? This looks different from the brochure." Yikes. 3 days later, a chargeback notification pinged from the card company. The Airbnb host had flagged an attempted fraud. They tried to get in. The code failed. An argument followed. Police were called. I wasn't involved, but I read the host's review. "Uncooperative guests. Aggressive. Left without staying." Zoe went private on social media. James deleted his account entirely. The next hit came quietly. A cousin posted a story about a cancelled engagement dinner. Her fiancé had financial concerns. The venue hadn't been paid. My mom had promised to cover it, then didn't. Then came Dad's voicemail. Not an apology. A warning. "If you keep this up, no one will speak to you again. You'll regret it when you're old and alone." I played it twice. Not for the words, for the tone. He sounded like a man who knew he had lost something, but didn't understand what. Then the real collapse began. 2 weeks after the airport, I got a tip from a friend who works at a credit union. Your dad's business loan got denied. Credits shot. Someone flagged suspicious financial dependencies. Internal memo said, no verifiable income streams. Sounded familiar. I didn't ask who filed the memo. I didn't need to. One afternoon, I got a message from Aunt Karen. The one who always claimed she didn't hear family gossip, just repeated it. We're all worried. Your mom hasn't been herself. No punctuation, no ownership, just that vague, tired blame shift. The next day, I opened my laptop and saw a message from someone I hadn't seen since college. Subject: Hey, weird question. It was my cousin's ex-girlfriend. We'd barely spoken. She used to sit quietly at the edge of family dinners. Ignored like I was. I saw what happened with your family. She wrote, just wanted to say, I left because I saw how they treated you. All of them. You were the only one who seemed aware of it. That one, I saved. Later that night, I sat on the balcony of my new place. The chair creaked. Cheap metal. Not built for comfort, but it was mine. I watched the skyline turn orange. Watched the city forget who I used to be. Watched it not care. I didn't light a candle. I didn't pour a drink. I didn't post a quote about starting over. I just sat in silence. No noise. No notifications. No one watching. No one expecting. I was simply gone. And for the first time, that was enough. The next morning, I made coffee at 6:17 a.m. No alarm. I just woke up. No buzzing phone. No calendar reminders. No passive-aggressive messages with family brunch, attendance expected. Just quiet. The apartment was still dim, filled with the soft gray light that makes everything look gentler. I stepped barefoot into the kitchen. The tiles were cold underfoot. The kind of cold that reminds you that you're alone. And not in a bad way. I filled the cheap kettle I bought on sale. My old one, the chrome pour-over Mom loved, stayed in the previous apartment. She said it made tea feel intentional. I left it behind on purpose. I spooned the coffee grounds by feel, not by scale. Watched the steam rise. This kettle didn't whistle like the old one. But it worked. It was mine. That was enough. I sat on the floor. No chairs yet. No couch. No plants. No wall art. Just clean walls. Bare shelves. And the quiet hum of a fridge I didn't have to share. The mug was chipped. I liked it that way. I bought it from a thrift store around the corner. Cash only. No receipt. Perfect. No cutesy quotes. No live, laugh, love. Just a white mug with a crack near the handle. Just like me. At 7:01 a.m. My phone buzzed once. An email. No subject. Just an image. A photo from Sicily. James and Zoe standing in front of a boarded-up storefront. No smiles. No filters. No gelato. They looked like tourists who got off at the wrong stop. Someone must have sent it by mistake. Or maybe not. I deleted it. Didn't open the message. Didn't need to. It didn't hurt. Nothing about them does anymore. Last week, I received a letter. A real envelope. My full name handwritten in neat, careful script. Mom's handwriting. The same one she used for birthday cards. Back when effort was her currency. Inside, we were trying to hold the family together. You tore it apart. No apology. Just that same familiar deflection. The idea that my refusal to be used was the problem, not their expectation that I'd remain quietly available. I didn't write back. I dropped the letter in the sink. Let water from a rinsed glass run over it. Watched the ink blur until it was unreadable. And tossed it with the coffee grounds. They erased me. They just didn't expect me to stay gone. And I don't miss them. Not in the way they hope I do. Not in the way that might bring me crawling back with an apology and a bank transfer. I miss who I was before. Before I believed loyalty meant obedience. Before I thought helping meant self-erasure. Before I mistook silence for peace. Now, I have none of that. And I'm still here. People think the hardest part is the silence. It's not. The hardest part is realizing they never really saw you. Just the access you came with. The credit, the reservations, the fix-it reflex. When that disappeared, so did they. I used to track birthdays. Send reminders. Mail cards. Call even when no one answered. Now I don't. I don't explain my decisions. I don't send updates. I don't check to see if they're okay. I assume they're not. That's no longer my responsibility. I go to the grocery store and buy food for one. No bulk snacks. No pantry staples just in case. One set of keys stays in a drawer. No spare taped under a rock outside. I read books without someone asking if they can borrow them. Watch shows without pausing every time someone walks into the room. I don't share streaming passwords. I don't split bills. I sleep better. Freedom isn't loud. It doesn't throw a party or announce itself. It doesn't post quotes or tag locations. It just exists. Quietly. Like steam rising from a chipped mug in a half-lit kitchen. Like an address no one else knows. Like the feeling of not being needed, and being okay with that. I'm not angry. I'm just not theirs anymore. And I'm not coming back.